Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bahashim Arakakodas. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there that striving for salvation. The scriptures that I'm going to get in today, basically going to focus on, let the volley go by. What I want to focus in on today is two things. One, prophecy. Of course, we always push prophecy, but the seriousness of the times that we're in, and how there's so many jakes out there that are in the wrong spirit. Jakes are out here in the wrong spirit, and they just not focusing in on what they should be focusing in on. You know? So jakes ain't focusing in on things they're supposed to be focusing in on. And Apostle Tahar put out a decree that no new brothers are to come into the GMS camps, but that's spiritual. It's not like it's just saying no new brothers to come into that one particular Israelite group, but the elect is being sealed. So the Most High ain't gonna even be putting that many men back out on the streets, because it's coming into the time to not be on the streets. So because Jake is into folly. All the stuff that's going on right nowadays, Jake is into a whole bunch of mischief. They in a whole bunch of bullshit they ain't supposed to be in.
Hey, buddy, you
so keep going.
Yeah,
just keep. All right. So the first scripture I'm gonna get into is it's Ecclesiastes 10, and I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, "Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places." The folly is what the so-called white man allow you jakes to get involved with, like this dude Kodak Black. You know, all he is about is folly. All the stuff that you see he do is for bullshit attention. It's just the Israelite youth is paying close attention to that. You know, coloring his hair the same color of yellow, like Maggie, and all the shit that he be just saying. It just goes viral. But the truth is not going viral like that. But the truth is hitting those who it's supposed to hit, because it's only set for a certain amount of men to get the truth. While folly is going to flourish all throughout the land. It's just going to continue to happen, because our people are being 2/3 of our people are being blocked. They can't get this truth. This truth will never enter into their mindset. They'll never focus on it. They'll continue to focus on folly. So it says folly is set in great dignity. I mean, it's held to a high regards in today's society. It says, and the rich sit in low places. The rich is talking about you Israelites. Y'all the spiritually rich. You're not the carnally rich, you're the spiritually rich, because you're the chosen people of the Most High. And you are in the low places. You're the one that's in the ghettos. You're the one that's in the slums. You're the one that's in a project housing. You're the ones with low paying jobs. You're the ones that's struggling to pay bills and put food on the table. So you have to turn to the life of crime. You have to do stuff within your inner city that you're not supposed to do, just to try to make ends meet. And this is what the so-called white man sets up, because he's in power right now. He's ruling right now. So therefore he puts you in a position where you gotta fight, scratch, and claw for everything that you get. Why? Because he don't want to give you nothing, because he's in power right now. Well, let me go into the next verse. It says, "I've seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth." Those servants are the so-called white men. You're the servants that are sitting on horses. You're up in high places, while the rich, which is the Israelites, are in low places. You're in the high places. You're in the rulership seat, so you get to call the shots. While the Israelites, we're in low places. Our people are in low places. It says, and princes walk as servants upon the earth. And the princes is Yasharallah. Yasharallah is the prince. We're the prince of the power. We're the prince of the Most High. And we're the ones that are in low places. But I want to touch on more of this folly that's going on with our people, which is the main reason why Apostle Tahar said he don't want any new members coming in the great millstone camps. Why? Because it ain't being taken serious. You got guys just out here just taking this as a joke. Like, they don't really understand what they getting involved with. You're not understanding you're being marked. When you listen to this truth and you don't take it serious enough, and you don't come into the right mindset of where you're supposed to be in the spirit, then you're marking yourself. You're marking yourself for destruction. The so-called white man, he ain't gonna look at you and say, oh, well, he wasn't taking it serious, so we're not gonna roll on him. They're gonna roll on you too. They're gonna roll on everybody that they think that was part or listening. Go ahead, man, you can go by. They're gonna roll on everybody that they feel that tuned into the truth. Whether you took it serious or not, you marked. This is Proverbs 14 and 18. It's the simple inherit folly. If you're simple-minded, you're going to inherit the folly. You're going to look at all the bullshit that our people are involved in. All the stuff that you see that's funny out here. You know, I haven't been on World Star in a long ass time, but I'm pretty sure the same folly goes on WorldStarHipHop.com. Every day is folly loaded up on that website. And this folly is you Israelites. You're the ones that partaking in this. You're the ones that's getting caught on film, doing all the crazy, wild, silly, stupid shit you do. You're the ones that's World Star. Like that site is popular because of our people. The other nations don't have a World Star. They don't have a white website that's geared to putting white people's folly up there. Even though you got some white people, so-called white people that ends up on World Star, a lot of them might be confused in the face. They might be Israelites, because if they kind of the same damn folly and they under that same vibration, that spirit, they might just be jakes. But they don't have a page where you can click on and you can see all the craziest, dumbest folly that so-called white people do, or so-called Asians, or any other nationality, any other nations out there. They don't have that page. They want to see folly, they go to our page, which is geared towards our people, WorldStarHipHop.com. It says the simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. So that's the point. The prudent will be crowned with knowledge. You're going to take this truth seriously. You're going to change your ways. You're going to subtract things out of your life that was holding you back into the folly land. And then you're going to add things to your life that's going to give you knowledge and wisdom, that's going to polish you, that's going to frame and mold you into a hopeful man of the Lord. And you're going to get your house in order as best you can. Now, that's a challenge in itself, trying to get your women and your children to follow, but that's not the focus. The focus is you. The focus is you coming into the truth, you taking it serious, and you being stepping forward into the direction of righteousness, walking away from all the wicked things that you were doing before. All the wicked stuff that come in your mind, you got to exit out your system, to where you just automatically rebuke it as soon as it comes upon your mind. You getting that stuff out of when you see folly, you recognize it. When you was in the world, you see some folly and you will laugh and maybe even partake in it. You might have just did it, just went and did it. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things the Most High hated. Like, as a matter of fact, let me grab that right quick. Because the Most High don't like you partaking in that, in folly and mischief and stuff like that. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to see that, know what it is, and avoid it. Back off of it. You might laugh at it, some of the shit be funny, but in a serious mindset, you ain't supposed to partake in that. This is Proverbs 6 and verse, we start at 16. It says, these things doth the Lord hate. Yea, seven are an abomination unto him. A proud look and a lying tongue. And that's something that our people, you know, when you were in the world, you did a lot of that. You did a lot of that. You know, just off impulse, just telling lies and partaking in bullshit. Like you know somebody lying, you add on to that goddamn lie. Just shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And we all had proud looks. Everybody in the world thought you was the shit. Humility was not part of your system. You didn't even know what humble was. You might have heard about it, but it had nothing to do with you. That's the traits that you had on you when you were in the world. And these are things the Most High hate. So the proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent innocent blood. Now our people doing that all day long, shedding innocent blood. Our people do nothing but kill each other. You kill each other based upon a gang you affiliated with or you a member of, and you kill another man, another Israelite that's from down the street from a different neighborhood, and that's supposed to be your turf or your territory. Gang violence, all street life, drugs, all this shit is stuff that our people partake in. And the things that the Most High hate. Verse 18, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift to run into running, feet that be swift in running to mischief. And that's the point that I was trying to get. When you was in the world, you would run to that mischief. You see, like if you go on, like I started with speaking about worldstarhiphop.com, all you see on that, somebody starts screaming World Star and people just run over there and they just run into that mischief and get involved in it by sitting there watching it. You ain't got to physically get involved, but you just ran to it. Your feet was swift to run to that mischief, and that's what our people do. Our people can't wait to see stuff like that. They're not gonna run over to a man teaching the scriptures. They're not gonna run over to that. They're gonna run over to somebody that's fighting. They'll run over to somebody that's getting into it, yelling and all that shit. That's what they do. Why? Because their minds is set on folly. Because folly is pushed in this society, especially amongst our people. So back to the previous scripture. Because our people don't understand the seriousness that's going on. There's gonna be so many dead bodies. All that World Star shit that you see on there, they're gonna have millions upon millions of dead bodies. Ain't gonna be no filming for World Star. This is Proverbs. This is Proverbs 10 and verse 23. It is as sport to a fool to do mischief. Now I just read in Proverbs 6 and verse 17 that the Most High hate a man's he hates feet that are swift to run unto mischief. But the scripture here says that it is as sport to a fool to do mischief. So here you got someone that is doing the mischief, right? Whatever the mischief could be, whether they arguing, fighting, causing commotion, causing a scene, whatever it is, to have somebody turn on their phone and start screaming World Star and start filming, right? They're the ones who the person that's causing the mischief because it's that sport to them. And then those who come run just like a sporting event. People gotta go to a sporting event and they sit and they watch it, right? They go to a sports event, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, any type of sport, you got spectators. You got people that gather around to watch it. It's the same thing with the mischief. It's because like the scriptures say, mischief is as sport to a fool. Someone that's a foolish, it's a sport to them to create mischief. And then the Most High hates when people run to that mischief to watch it. It says, it is as sports to a fool to do mischief, but a man of understanding had wisdom. So let's examine that real quick. So if somebody across the streets, they start yelling and screaming at each other and it looks like they about to start fighting, right? What you're going to have is people are going to stop from the natural course of what they were doing at the time to look across the street. And not only are they going to look at across the street, they're going to delay what they were doing and stop and wait to see if these two people start fighting. Or these a couple of people, whether it's one person or a gathering of people, they want to wait and see if they fight. And then it gets more intense, and as it gets intense, they turn around and start walking towards it. Why? Because they want to get a better view of it, right? They want to spectate in a better place, right? Get things out of the line of their vision so they can see this mischief that's just about to start happening. And let's say they start fighting, and people start running over there to watch the fight close. Not to break it up, not to separate the people, but to watch it. And then you got people that's gonna start filming it so they can upload it online. Perfect website is worldstarhiphop.com, right? This is all something that somebody is foolish will take part in. But somebody that has wisdom understand that I ain't supposed to go run across to the street to see that shit. I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna keep moving. You might turn and watch to see how fucking violent they get, but the purpose of you not going over there is because you don't know how violent they may get. Your ass might run over there and somebody packing a gun. And they might be getting whooped on and decide that I'm not about to take this ass whooping no more. I'm gonna start capping. And they reach down their pants and pull out a gun and start shooting, and your ass run over there and get capped. Because you was what? Because you had feet that were swift to run the mischief instead of being a wise man and get your ass down the street. Get up the block. Let that go. You can always catch it on World Star 9 times out of 10. But the point I'm trying to get into, man, is the fact that people are not taking the times that we're in serious. They're not looking and seeing what's going on. Even those who claim that they understand the truth or they seen the truth and they know what the truth may be, whether they following the truth, whether they just came across it or not. People are not taking heed to what's going on. They're not listening to what the brothers out there that the Most High put forth on the streets to teach, to show you, to prepare you. Because the scriptures say what? The scriptures say, I've said, I'm going to get it, matter of fact. Because we're living in electrifying times, man. And that's something serious. That's a serious coin phrase that I'm going to keep pushing. We're living in electrifying times. It's time that the Most High is going to have his elect. It's going to be all about his elect that needs to be in the circle that's going to be gathered for the deliverance. This is Ezekiel 3:17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the words at my mouth and give them warning from me. And when you go up to the 33rd chapter, starting at verse 6 on down, it tells you what will happen to the watchmen if they don't blow the trumpet, if they don't go out and warn the people. So you getting the warning, you getting a sincere warning from brothers that go out and push this truth on you, put the truth, make it available to you. Brothers upload the videos. Not only that you can see brothers alive in the flesh in the cities and towns near you, you can get it online. It's being put up. The scriptures are being brought out. The truth is being told. But you would rather follow into some mischief and get yourself involved in a bunch of folly. That's what our people are about. Our people are about because you think you got time. You think the time is just, we've been living in the last days for years. And I'm gonna be honest. I've been hearing that since I was a child. But the thing about it was I was hearing people saying that, but it wasn't according to what the scriptures say. The scriptures give you a variety of prophecies that's going to be happening, so you know you in the last days. It could be said, but all the prophecies weren't just unveiling at the same time when I was a kid. All the prophecies are happening right now on some level. It's happening. All the prophecies. Whatever the prophecy said is going to take place is happening on some level, whether it's a large level or a small level. But they all going to magnify to a large level, and then the destruction comes. That's exactly how it goes. But you can't say that all the prophecies are not happening right now. Whether you see it or not, it's happening before your very eyes. There are people walking around with microchips inside their bodies, somewhere in their body. That they have in their hand, their forehead. They got them all over, different spots. They have took those chips and they have granted upon themselves the mark of the beast. And they are marked for death. And there are many millions or more that are gonna get it. You Israelites that are into that folly, when the so-called white man starts taking your goodies away, and he starts taking all the stuff that he's giving you to keep you complacent in the spirit that you're in. When he starts taking that away and say you need to, everybody needs to have this chip if you're going to work, if you're going to receive government assistance and benefits, if you're going to receive public housing, You know, if you whatever it is that he's giving you, or if you have a business and you want to sell product, merchandise, or services, you gotta take this shit. If you want to purchase services, if you want to purchase product, if you want food, and the minimum commodities that you think that are so ready for you, available for you today, ain't gonna be available. It's gonna get snatched away, and then you're gonna have to either make a choice. The choice is whether you're gonna depend on the Most High, go off the grid, and put your faith in the Most High, and He'll provide for you, or you're gonna get weak and go down there to those chipping stations and get your ass chipped. That's what you're gonna do. Those are your two choices. It's gonna be narrowed down to those two choices. And since you was in nothing but folly, you're not gonna have no faith. You're not gonna have. Matter of fact, quick precept. Since you conducted nothing but folly about yourself, you're not gonna have this privilege. This is Isaiah 33:6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." So wait a minute. Let me go back. Let me hold this. Let me go back to a previous scripture I just read in Proverbs. Proverbs 14 and 18, and the simple inherit folly, which is what 2/3 of our people are inheriting. But the prudent man, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. Hold up. Back in Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. So, in the choices, it says in Proverbs, that the prudent man will have knowledge, right? The simple will inherit folly, but the prudent man will have knowledge. It's Proverbs. Go back into Proverbs 10:23. It says, "It is as sport to a fool to do mischief, but a man of understanding had wisdom." So a man of understanding had wisdom. We're going back to Isaiah again. We got to bring Isaiah back out. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge." So that's both. A man who took the truth serious and made the transition. The Most High put the Spirit on him to gather this truth, to gather as much as he can get in this truth, and do what he can do for towards the Most High in this truth. This man will have wisdom and knowledge. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." So the fear of the Lord, which is the beginning of wisdom, is the beginning of knowledge. So when you have that fear, you're going to take it serious. When you hear the apostles and elders and other members out there that's in the right spirit teaching the Bible, when you hear that, you're gonna the fear of the Most High gonna move upon you. You're gonna take it serious. You're gonna make changes in your life. So when that time comes, when you have a choice to make, either go to the right, and to go to the right side is to go off the grid and smash your cell phone and move with knowledge and wisdom, because that's going to be the stability of the times that the Most High granted you with, because you took this truth serious and you made the adjustments in your life. You made the changes. You moved it with fear. I need to do this, man. I need to stop doing this. I need to get myself out of the things I was into before I heard this knowledge, before I heard this truth. And I need to implement things that I need to implement. I need to focus on what the scriptures say. Because the Most High said He's gonna be with the man that does that. He's gonna be with you. But not 2/3 of our people. You're not. You're not gonna take heed to that. You're not gonna listen. Because why? Because you constantly search and seeking after money. The scriptures say the love of money is the root of all evil. See, people think that what people think is that money is the root of all evil. Money is not. Money is a defense. Scripture tell you money is a defense. You need money to defend against things that you have that you need in today's society. Just sustain yourself. You need food, water, clothes, clothing, and shelter. Those are things you need. So how you defend against that? You purchase it. You have money. So you earn money, you work, and you provide for yourself and your family and your loved ones and whatnot. And then you pay money for those things. So it's not the love of money. I mean, it's like it's not. Money is not the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. And love is an action. To actually love something is to put action towards it, right? Love is not that fuzzy feeling you got in your heart and it makes you all warm and cuddly and nah, no. You do what you do. Love is the keeping of the commandments. When you love the Most High, you keep His commandments. You doing that because you do love Him. It's an action. You know what I'm saying? Scriptures say, let us not love in deed and in speech. I mean, let us not love in speech. I just get it. I don't like to always just be quoting the scripture, but I can just get it. All right, this is 1 John 3, and I'm gonna start at verse 18. It says, my little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. So you're gonna love in deed and in truth. It's an action, right? But someone who loves money, all their actions is gonna be geared towards them trying to do what they gotta do to get money, because that's what they love. They love the money. They're in love with money, so that all their actions is gonna be portrayed for them going out hustling, going out beating people out of money, getting over on people or whatever. You got people that do it in a righteous way. Don't get me wrong. You got people that legally, when I say righteous, I mean legally, don't break the law to do it. But that's all they focus on. But that's not gonna help you when all hell breaks loose. When the day of the Lord's wrath kicks fully off, and you have to find yourself in a position to where you don't have everything that you had before. You don't get to go home after work and lay down or eat dinner and have some wine and just kick up your feet and relax. It says scripture say the house is gonna be ravished. I mean, rifle. They're gonna rifle through houses. In fact, let me hold this right quick. This is Zechariah 14:1. It says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, that in thy spoils shall be divided in the midst of thee. So spoils is talking about the stuff you own, all your valuables that you own. They're gonna be divided in front of you. It says, for I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and the half of the city shall go forth into captivity. So you ain't gonna have that commute back and forth to work and go home. The cities are gonna be in captivity. They're gonna be under siege. You're gonna have martial law. You're gonna have state troopers run and tanks running through these streets. And they're gonna have cities blocked off. You can't go to the next city. You gotta operate in the small little parameters that you're in, because they're gonna be looking to sweep the streets and get people off and thrown into these concentration camps. And it says your house is rifled, meaning you might wake up, if you are able to be in your house, you might wake up to somebody stifling through your shit. You hear somebody downstairs going through your closets, going through your drawers and stuff. All up in your garage, just going through your stuff, trying to figure out what they can get and take from you. This is the things that's gonna be happening. But you ain't gonna have your riches. This is Proverbs 11:4. It says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death. What's the righteousness? You taking this truth serious. You abiding in this truth and doing what you putting your foot forth to help and push this word and do what you got to do to help warn the people. If the Most High have called you to be a watchman, if He has called you to be one of His servants, then that's what you're supposed to be doing as best you can, as much as you can. So that's the point, because the Most High is going to give you some strength. It's called faith, faith to believe upon Him when these times come. When you see people getting their head blown off 2 feet from you, when you see people getting attacked by crazy beasts out here, when you see people just getting run down, mowed down by the government and then other people, militia groups. You got these they showed you that in Katrina, how these militia groups with so-called white supremacists, they all got together and they protected their neighborhoods. Well, you Jakes don't do that type of stuff. Jakes don't have unity. They have separation because they are envying the next man, which is a sin. You ain't supposed to covet your neighbor's belongings. First, starting with his woman, because that's what you Jakes love. You 2/3, y'all love to do that. You love to look upon another man and move actions on his woman. Take action. Try to slide up and holler at his woman. Man can't get up and go take a leak without you. As soon as he ain't even in the bathroom fast enough, you already slid on next to her trying to give her your digits or trying to get her number from her. That's what our people like to do. You covet what your neighbor had. And that's why our people don't have unity. We don't get together. But the scriptures tell you you're gonna get together though. The Spirit of the Most High gonna make you Jakes get together. I'm talking about all 12 tribes. Wherever you may be, you're going to link up with other 12 tribe members and you're going to go against these other nations. It's called race riots. Race wars are on the horizon. That's on the forecast that the so-called white man ain't telling you about. That's in the weather report. So the weather report is race riots, martial law, famine, pestilence, disease warfare. You're going to have women being raped and ravished, children being killed on sight. This is what's on the horizon. This is what the forecast reads. And all the Most High's servants and watchmen, they're the real weathermen. They're telling you what's coming. They're prophesying to you, letting you know, hey, the forecast is out there is very dangerous. You people look at the forecast and pack a rain gear, an umbrella, because you don't want to get wet. Well, guess what? That flood is coming. It's going to be a flood coming. It's going to be a spiritual flood. It's going to physically rain on this earth. It's going to go all around. People are going to be tested and tried, tempted. And if you don't got the Most High, you don't have Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua on your side, guess what? It don't matter what if you got the rain gear for it. You're gonna get drenched. That flood is only gonna be the only ones that are gonna be protected from that flood is those who are anointed for salvation by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. This is Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and His glory from the rising of the sun.